What's the worst part about having a twin? I found out my girlfriend cheated on me with my twin brother at my cousin's wedding. My aunt caught them kissing behind the reception hall and immediately told my mom, who pulled me aside. Cassandra was drunk and crying, saying she thought Rex was me since we look exactly alike. We're identical twins, but also she's racist. She kept saying she grabbed the wrong twin in the dark and didn't realize her mistake until my aunt started yelling. The excuse made some sense because Rex and I were identical down to the same haircut and build. We'd been switching places to mess with people since we were kids. People mixed us up constantly, even when we were sober, so I could see how it might happen when she was wasted. She begged me to forgive her and promised it would never happen again. I loved her and wanted to believe it was really just a horrible mistake. We tried to move past it, and things seemed normal for a few weeks. Cassandra was extra attentive and sweet, like she was trying to make up for what happened. She deleted Rex's number and avoided any place he might be. I started to think maybe we could actually get through this. Rex acted weird around me, but I figured he felt guilty about the whole situation. Then one Tuesday, I got off work early because the restaurant was dead. I walked into my apartment excited to surprise Cassandra with dinner. Instead, I found Rex and Cassandra on my couch, and he was absolutely digging in her. I mean, her and I never had something that passionate. They didn't even hear me come in because Cassandra screamed like a hyena. My own twin brother was with my girlfriend in my living room on my furniture that I bought. Rex looked up and saw me standing there frozen in the doorway. Instead of jumping up or trying to explain, he just grinned at me. He asked, "You want to get in on this? Why didn't you say she was this good?" while still on top of my girlfriend. Cassandra's eyes went wide when she realized I was there, but she didn't push him off or try to cover herself. She hugged him tighter and said, "Don't you dare stop, I'm close." They both just stared at me like I was interrupting something. I turned around and walked out without saying a word. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get my car keys out of my pocket. I drove straight to my parents' house because I didn't know where else to go. They could tell something was wrong the second they saw my face. I told them everything about finding Rex and Cassandra together and what he'd said to me. My mom's first response was that I needed to forgive Rex because he was family. She said brothers fight sometimes, but blood is thicker than water. My dad agreed and added that Rex had always been impulsive and I shouldn't take it personally. They acted like he'd borrowed my car without asking instead of sleeping with my girlfriend. When I said I never wanted to see him again, they told me I was being dramatic. I sat in my childhood bedroom that night feeling completely betrayed by everyone I loved. My girlfriend cheated twice, my brother stabbed me in the back, and my parents took his side. I realized I needed to get my stuff and get out of that apartment, but I couldn't face going back during the day. I waited until 2 a.m. figuring both Rex and Cassandra would be gone by then. I parked down the street and walked to my own apartment in the dark. The door was locked, so I had to use my key, which made me feel like a criminal breaking into my own home. I started grabbing my clothes and important documents, trying to be as quiet as possible. I was almost done when I heard sirens getting closer and saw red and blue lights through the window. The police rushed in with guns drawn, screaming at me to get on the ground. My neighbor had seen someone breaking in and called 911. I tried to explain that I lived there, but they cuffed me anyway and dragged me outside. Half the building was watching from their windows as I sat on the curb in handcuffs like an actual burglar. Finally, one of the cops looked at my ID and realized my address matched the apartment. I explained the whole situation about my brother and girlfriend and why I was there in the middle of the night. The older cop shook his head and uncuffed me. He helped me load my stuff into my car and then said something I'll never forget. "Kids, sometimes family isn't worth keeping around. You don't owe anyone forgiveness just because you share DNA. Walk away and don't look back." He patted me on the shoulder and told me to find somewhere safe to stay. I thanked him and drove away from that apartment for the last time. I got a cheap motel room and blocked everyone's numbers that night. My parents, my brother, and Cassandra all tried to contact me, but I was done. The cop was right about not owing anyone anything. Family is supposed to have your back, not stab you in it.